All right, well, I was asked to create a video about my mounting setup for my Insta 360 camera. So this is what I have, and it's been a journey to get to what I have today. And there was some custom work that I had to have done to actually create what I'm using today. But you don't need to go to this extreme. You can definitely get a really good solution with just a single mount. As you'll see, one of the considerations for my car is, since it is a convertible, and I've got this little antenna thing back here, I've got super limited real estate that's anything near flat, and this thing is just curvy everywhere. So that was part of my obstacle, was looking for something that had enough surface area to connect this thing up. So I started with just one of these suction cups here, and it's totally great. It's super thick rubber. You press down on this thing and it pulls in the suction really nice and tight. When I originally got this thing, it comes with one of these things in there, which gives you two different adjust points. So this would have sat right in the middle there. And then it had this other additional swivel arm that came off the top of that, maybe, I don't know, 4 inches high, and it would move. But I found that piece of plastic created way too much wobble, and the image was just unusable. So I got rid of it, and I went to the hardware store and bought a screw, and it's just a 1/4 inch headless screw. And I just went directly into this. It's pretty shallow, but it holds tight enough. And then I would just screw the selfie stick straight onto that. And originally I was using the Insta 360 selfie stick, and that's fine, but it had a little bit of wobble. A buddy of mine followed suit on this and got into this game, and he got himself this one, and I'll put a link to it. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like this carbon fiber-ish kind of stuff. But what's really nice about this is you can twist each section and it locks each section in. So you get a lot less wobble as a result. There still is some wobble even with my dual suction cup thing, but it's hardly noticeable, and for sure the image stabilization within the camera works. All right, so I started with one of these, got rid of the swivel thing, screw straight into this from the hardware store for, I don't know, some pennies. Selfie stick straight onto that. That totally worked. I'll put a link to one of those videos so you can see what that yields, but there is some wobble in that. And I'm off to the right just a little bit. Okay, so then I get another one of these, and I then created this mock-up out of a piece of pine wood to test angles and such. And so I then put that in between here, and I went and started driving with it a bit. And a buddy of mine that I race with says, you know, I am a mechanical engineer. I can get one of those made for you. And I said, great. So we 3D printed this, tested the angles that I wanted, and then ultimately had this CNC'd out of aluminum. And it's super clean. It's nice and light. It's very stiff, super rigid, and it totally works. So now I can just attach that right over the top of that. I've got plenty of real estate for the suction cups to work. And then the stick just hangs off the back, and ultimately makes it look like I've got a remote control car with some antenna sticking off the back of it when I go driving. But it totally works, and it's great. The cable that I've got hanging, by the way, is because the microphone on the Insta 360, when it's sitting up here in the air going, you know, high speeds, is totally unusable. So this is just an extended microphone cable, and I mount a microphone up in the windshield, although lately that hasn't been working. That's really it. The biggest value I see from this is, as I've been driving it, and I've tried different angles and they all kind of make sense and work, but I can see both sides of my line from one camera really cleanly. I can see how close I am to the cones. I can see where my line is, all the rest of that. So it's been a super valuable learning tool, as well as just kind of looking fun. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Bye.